Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Chris.
Yo, what's up, Brooke? Good to see you.
You too. I know it is weird starting off, but I guess I have to get used to it at some point.
I hope you do. Yes.
I don't know. I'm glad we don't have smell-o-vision. I'm like, I'm in one of those weird, like, I don't know what day it is. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I've been. Like,
Oh man. All right, so we're in for quite a show, eh?
I think so. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna roll with it, and I think we have a good topic. I think we have a topic that bits and pieces have been given at different times to each of us.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were just talking about before this, I think once we get rolling, I'm already feeling like a little hot, a little cold, a little flush, that maybe some answers might just flow out that I didn't even know that I knew, or same with you, something might flow out that you didn't know you knew.
I would have to agree. Oh my gosh. Actually, that's so interesting. You said you're so flushed today. I have been feeling a ton of energy. I even feel it now. Stuff going down my body like shivers. Not shivers. Goosebumps going
Yeah.
down my body. I was feeling them all day long, and I definitely feel them already, which is, it's crazy how we were just talking and I am already feeling stuff. But anyway, go
Well,
ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, I was wondering if because I know that I think we have plenty to get started with on this topic,
Yeah.
but something I didn't know if they were going to like jump in from the beginning and give us a head start is what I was thinking.
I really do feel a lot, actually.
Yeah.
If I, yeah,
Yeah, I feel like they're going to guide us on this one.
my throat feels so weird right now. Ugh. So weird.
Go. I think they have a message that they want us to get out. So I
Yeah.
would just go with it
Ugh.
if you can.
Definitely. Archangel Michael speaking, my children. As always, beautiful to see such glowing souls in the sun, beautiful auras they are to view from heaven. There are aspects of your growth that are being compelled higher at this time, my children. Be at peace with the acquisition of additional energy coming forward to you all. Brooke, Christopher, yes, indeed. However, there are individuals listening to this podcast who are also beginning to sense, feel more of the energetic vibration that is coming from above. Connected to you all, we are. However, yes, we are here to discuss more the aspects of a soul's development prior to its incarnation. Yes, is the object of the subject here today. And for this, we are so grateful. You all are being called to rise above higher. And prior to the incarnation, the soul does go through multiple tests, if you will, preparations, if you will, to indeed discover whether or not the soul is ready to handle such discourse within this realm. Yes, it is very possible for a soul not to be very well equipped to handle the human body. And as a result, there are deaths at birth. This is a matter of truth and light, not something to be upset, saddened about. The souls are learning as they come in, the development of each soul as it comes in, even with those that pass suddenly at birth, are lives very well lived, my children. We ask you to please understand such information as we come to you now. These are not souls that are lost in vain. They are souls that have lived and learned very much so in even the short span of time that they have resided here on this plane. And yes, we do say resided and use this word as a moment aspect of truth. And for this, we are grateful. But there is much more to the incarnation and its planning prior to actually birth happening. There are many inquisitions between teams of guides, individuals, souls, and the individuals that they will be coinciding with on this plane when they are of birth. These aspects are extremely important to the soul beginning to remember its path purpose. Be one with that purpose. These notions are extremely important and helpful to the soul and its idea of remembering as it proceeds along this path, this course, this lifetime, and achieving its missions. Yes, not all missions are meant for enlightenment, my children. We tell you this now as a direct opportunity indication of the necessary growth that is required for a soul to achieve such enlightenment. Christopher is enlightening, but not enlightened. And for this, we are grateful. His understanding of much of this realm is powerful, yes, but much more to go for him there is. And achieving it, he is. And we are grateful. Brooke is a starseed as spoken, and her soul is on a much different path than his. Her purpose and mission is much different than his, although they work together. There is much light between them, and they bring about it in much different ways. But of the love they both are, and for this we are grateful. The aspects of incarnation prior to birth are important, and their souls have agreed upon great understandings to be brought to this realm as a result of their dedication and work to the connection to above. It is within this aspect that we would like to begin to educate, teach, instruct, show more to both Brooke and Christopher, as well as the audience members of this podcast, Archangel Michael speaking. The lessons that are learned prior to the incarnation on the other side in the heavenly realms are important to the aspects prior to them coming to this realm. For yes, the soul does learn on the other side and assist with the growing of others as they are living. And yes, this is an important aspect for a soul. Once it passes, it is an opportunity for that soul to grow even more through the direct result of it attempting to help another soul living rise above. And this is very helpful to a soul that is currently residing in the heavenly realms. For this, we are grateful. The opportunities for these souls to grow are important, and they bring these lessons that they learn to the new incarnation that they have prior to birth and into birth. These incarnations and lessons that they have learned will be recognized within their guides, and these guides will use these lessons as moments of opportunity to encourage the soul to help grow it, allow more love and light into it. But again, ascension is not the path for all at this very moment. It is ultimately the path for every soul to step forward into the light, but it is designated at different times depending on the growth of the soul and the importance of the aura expanding. The aura expanding is something that is very imperative to the soul, allowing and encouraging more light into itself. The growth of an aura is very important, for it will allow more love and light to be encompassing. As this happens, it will shed more of the density that resides not within the soul, but in the physical body. Should the soul expand to a certain degree, there is a level of understanding that can be even deeply brought to the human body. And for this, we are grateful. But much of this is a direct result of the soul learning both from previous lifetimes and learning in addition to while it is in the heavenly realms. These lessons are brought forward, and the guides are using them to persuade and assist the soul in its growth, to allow more light and love to come into it, which will allow for the aura of the soul to expand, allowing more love and light into it. When it achieves a certain level of light, more will be brought to the enlightened path. Again, we say more will be brought to the enlightened path as the aura of the soul expands. I can see a rainbow. It's a rainbow around a ball of light. Interesting. And the bowl of light is golden white, like golden white in color. Yes, an aspect of truth we show Christopher the soul at this time, which there are many around you now, Brooke, and we are grateful for the opportunity to express this to you, for you are feeling much of the energetic vibrations of many of the souls that are surrounding you even at this moment. We do encourage you to cleanse much and ground your energy frequently. This will assist in the energetic vibrations being more grounded, secure. And for that, we are truly grateful. Archangel Michael speaking. We are overseeing much in this realm at this time, as the expansion of this realm is, I think he's saying acquiescence, but I'm not sure what that even means, is growing, my child. And for this, we are so grateful. There is so much opportunity that is occurring on this realm, so much density that is being brought to the forefront in an effort to be shed from this realm. But this will take great time and great effort by many of you light workers as you proceed. And we do encourage you to bring more light into this realm. The idea of the soul learning is very assisted by the light that is brought forth by other individuals. For you are already very well aware of the opportunities that are brought forth through your portals that are currently open within the light body. It is through these light works that so much more occurs than you recognize at this time. Yes, energetic by vibrant beings, I think he's saying, yes, are also working through these vibrations to assist those around this world. And for this, we are grateful. Pay very close attention to the light work that you do, and have the intent of bringing forth more light beings so that more work can be done in this realm. It is assisting greatly, and we are greatly appreciative of the efforts that you put forth. This is all of you we speak to at this time, not just Brooke and Christopher for the light work that they have done, but all of you for the intent of being peaceful and remaining calmly in the face of discourse. This discourse is very much an opportunity for the soul to grow and not to be one with judgments that occur as a result of it. Your souls are all learning as a result of this, and for this, we are bringing a greater understanding. Your souls are attempting to overcome such discourse, not to engage with it, my children. We say this again, do not engage with discourse. We ask you this in the name of love and in an effort to cease I'm seeing a circle and it's breaking, to cease the completion of the circle of negativity. Cease it with love, and only through love will this be done. And we ask this in the name of love. God, we are grateful. Archangel Michael speaking. We are here and present at this time, and we hear your callings, all of you, as you proceed to call upon us for assistance and calling in the light and truth. And for that, we are grateful, but understand that your souls are learning much from the discourse that is happening. And as a result, this is something at times that cannot be undone. It is not a punishment, my children. It is simply an aspect of growth that you are all have all agreed upon prior to your incarnation. For this is, yes, Brooke, a school that you have so graciously indicated. This is an aspect of truth, and the discussion today is also true. Your souls have agreed upon these lessons, and for this, it is important for you to experience such density so that your soul may rise above. The expansion of the aura is important and does occur during these moments in time when we choose to be higher in vibration rather than engage in the discourse and lower them. For every time you choose to vibrate higher as a direct result of the density that you feel, there is density that is broken, that is precluded from this realm. It is important. We shed these layers of the onion as a direct result of the souls growing and the light that they bring forth through the expansion of the aura. Important, we tell you it is. Archangel Michael speaking. Look not down upon those that disagree, for we are all putting in the effort to learn what what we can here in this realm. And yes, even the archangel realm does learn. We are not all knowing, although we are all seeing. And there is quite a difference, my children. Be one with the idea that we do not know all, but we do see all. And for this, we are so grateful to our Lord and Savior. Thank you, my Father. Archangel Michael speaking, we are assisting all those that are calling upon us to rise above the density, to be one with the light, and this too will allow for the aura to expand and for more work to be brought forth through these individuals to be assisted upon those that have not yet requested the assistance. We do not help all without the idea of being asked, and this is where you all come in and the lessons that you bring forth with. For the souls do speak, even though they are currently inherited in a body. Souls do communicate even during these times. It is through these communications that the soul can bring forth or call upon heavenly realm, even without the physical body asking for such a request. But this is done through and with the assistance of another being that is ascending at this time, in addition to the guides that this soul currently has. It is a combination, a tag team, if you will, that allows for so much assistance to be brought around this realm, through this realm, and to allow for so much light to be brought forth in an effort to shed the density that is currently inhibiting this realm. And for this, we are grateful. We will return again with a much deeper aspect of education for you all in reference to the growth of a soul as you all proceed along beautifully in your due diligence of light work. And for this, we are absolutely grateful. Thank you, Father, always, my Heavenly Father. We are with you as you are. Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was a lot.
You need a drink of water? You want to take a few breaths?
Yeah, right. He did not. I don't feel like I wasn't sure if he was going to stop there. I'm like, oh, he might go on for a while here. It was hard to really keep up with a lot of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I tried to jot down like a couple notes
Good.
as you were going along. A lot of stuff was just very familiar and just confirming, and there he said so much that I have like so many things that I could touch on, but I feel like what I'm going to go into, if you want to give the analogy first of the Montessori,
Yeah.
that analogy, and then I can kind of go off from there, because that'll lead me into some of this stuff too.
Totally. Yeah. All right. I'll make it real quick. So, guys, just to give you a heads up, about a week ago, I received a download, and I've been, you guys know I'm in school, and I've been getting a lot of gravitational pull towards these Montessori schools, and really doing a lot of research on them, studying them, observing them, which I have done. And last week I got a download that was indicating that the Montessori school represents a lot of what the soul goes through prior to coming into birth. And so how this Montessori school works is that the teachers do not tell the kids what to learn. The students actually dictate what they want to learn, and they're allowed to navigate the room and learn what they want. They work at their will and what they want to work on. In addition to that, there are no grades in a Montessori school. I mean, to an extent. You do not, like, every year you do not graduate into the second grade or third grade. You actually can spend 3 years in the same exact class. You don't move on until you learn the lessons that are associated with that class. And that is very, very similar to how soul works and to its growth process. And you guys move with all of us. We all move with like a class, with like a group of people. As long as they're learning the lessons together, you kind of stay with that same class, just like a traditional school. although now in the Montessori school, Montessori school, you don't like have tests where they are, write down, how many answers, it's not like that. It's, you have to actually, it's a lot of hands-on stuff. So you might have to like show them numbers and stuff like that. Regardless, you guys get my point, where it's not teacher led, it is soul led, it is student led, and the student dictates what they want to learn. Very similar on a soul's level. So sorry, Brooke, go ahead.
No, because that is the perfect like leading, because a lot of that was what Archangel Michael was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
About that, the schooling we go through while we're here, and about so, and that is how it works. I know in the previous channeling, it came to me as you were channeling, because I couldn't remember exactly what it was said, but it's when we're talking about when our souls are up there, up there, over there, wherever, not here, different realm, different plane. It's kind of like we're up there going, okay, what is it I need to do this time? What is it, I need to experience? I'm like, well, you've never experienced, like the loss of a parent, or you've never experienced, we kind of make these agreements up there of things that our soul is coming here to experience and go through. And then, when we get here, say we said we want to accomplish A and B, we might come down and get to A. We might really just get A, but get A really, really good, or we'll come down and get our A and B that we kind of like, that was our goal, like to come in here and get A and B, and we might come down here and get A and B. We also might skip a grade, to where we only signed up to get to A and B, but we might get A, B, and C. We might get A, B, C, and D if we really go on a roll, but it's like, even here, something I have to remind myself of constantly. And I think 80% of the time I'm pretty good, but that human side of me kicks in and it's just like, wake up, people! What's wrong with you? Wake up! No, I know, even when I get my frustrated days, I know that each one of us here, there are some of us at like a kindergarten level, and some of us at a 12th grade level that are waiting to go into college. But each and every single one of us are exactly where we're supposed to be. And so what Archangel Michael was saying was that kind of those of us in the higher grade levels, we're not above or below. The person in high school is not above or below the person in kindergarten, but the person in high school is also here to help that person in kindergarten make their lessons and make it through. We've talked about links on the chain before. We are all links on the chain. We need every single one of us. All of us are just as important as the next, to all help pull up through this schooling. And then one thing Archangel Michael said that kind of confirms something for me is, I know a lot of people are talking about the ascension process. They're talking about everybody's going, and it almost just didn't make sense. It's never resonated with me. It's like, I think that's a beautiful story. I think but it's never resonated with me, because what I believe is that, the people that are maybe seniors, they're going to go into college, and just like Archangel Michael said, that even the archangels are still in schooling. They're not they don't know it all. That even so, maybe the people that are graduating from here are ascending to like an archangel form, but you're still learning. And then there will be more of us in the archangel realm to help those that are here still schooling. So like I said, as much as I say that I don't believe that everything is ascending the way people think it is.
Mhm.
I do think things are going to be better here for the ones that have more schooling, because no matter what level we're on, we're always going to be learning, no matter where we are. But I think that it's going to be better in the way that there's going to be more help from the higher realm, that there's more and more of this is going to keep pouring in. And those of us that are aware of it, it's our jobs to keep drawing in more light and keep being that beacon, whether it's in our neighborhood or in our workplace or in our, it's our job to be that beacon, to keep pulling the light in because we're aware of it, and to keep spreading it out. I feel like I got kind of off task there a little bit.
Yeah, but it was awesome. I don't know if you did or not, but I like it.
So I'm looking at my paper and I was like, okay. So we said, like, not all are here for enlightenment. And I think that's a good thing for, that is something I didn't fully realize, but when he said it, it made complete sense to me, because I know that I've always felt a certain way when so many people think their only purpose here is to reach enlightenment. And that's all they're striving to do. And that's all they're. So what he said was that every soul here is not here to reach that enlightenment. You could be here for just more lessons.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to think of the idea of, reaching full enlightenment, but that's not the only purpose and path for Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that a lot of groups have made it and made people think that that is the only path. Like, that you have to be headed towards enlightenment, when there's just so many other lessons that come before that.
Yeah.
And, it's
So,
like we have to go through all of the lessons.
all right. So yeah. So I just want to clarify to make sure I understand what you're saying there.
Okay.
So yes, we ultimately we're all in school to get to enlightenment, but obviously we have to go through these, quote unquote levels first. I won't call
Yeah.
it grades, levels. Okay. But ultimately we are going, okay, gotcha. Yes.
So,
So
like,
we are going to enlighten, but we
there
have
are
to.
beings that are here right now that are actually already enlightened, whether they know it or not.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There are beings here that are here because they're at that the level that they're at. That next stage is enlightenment for that being.
Mm-hmm.
But there are also beings here that, like I said, maybe at the kindergarten level, but they may be like reading books going, oh, I got to get enlightened. I got to get enlightened.
Mm-hmm.
No, take your time. It's like, so it's like we really have to kind of evaluate where we are and just take it step by step and just follow our soul, just because we're on a website that people think that everybody should be here, and they think everybody's going to be awake in the next 2 months, or they think that everybody's. No, it's a process.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we're capable of skipping grades, but we're not necessarily made to skip grades. We want to evaluate our level and where we think we are and what we want to learn. We can't go, well, my neighbor over here is here and I want to be there too. We have to just enjoy this journey and be aware of where we are.
Great point. Because I will tell you this, if your intent is, oh my gosh, I just want to skip a level, so I'm just going to go help this person because that'll make me better. And yes, it's a great deed, but that is not the right intent to have. The correct intent is just, hey, let me be love, in knowing that I'm going to get there when I get there. Not, okay, I'm going to do it to get ahead of. You know what I mean?
And it may even cause suffering. I've seen it myself. I've seen when I wanted to skip levels, like when I've seen where somebody else is or something that I want to do that I don't have yet. And every time I've tried to do that, I've actually caused suffering in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever I've just, they used to tell me, just be, just be, just be. And whenever I would take a step back and just be, all of a sudden everything was in alignment again. Yeah. Everything felt good and everything felt, but every time I started going, well, I want to be there, or I want to be there, I would create suffering in myself.
Yep.
So it is just very important that, like I said, there's just so much information out there now. There are so many like websites and so many groups of, you know, whether it be for star seeds or enlightened people or, you know, whatever. And somebody may be on their journey and stumble across one of those and then think that that's where they're supposed to be, or that's where they have to be, or even they might resonate with a lot of what they say and think that they're there and start thinking I'm there, but really they still had some other things to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I see that a lot on some of the sites that I can tell by people's like comments and stuff that, you know, kind of like their ego is telling them that they're there, but just by the comment, I'm just like, oh, but yep, not quite yet. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I just feel like it just causes suffering,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I think that's where our ego comes in too, of going, oh no, you're there, you're fine. Just, you know, you can do this, or you're already there, you know, so we have to be careful of, you know, discerning what our ego is telling us versus what we still may have to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why I say, like, no matter how much I think I know, I know there's a ton more. And like the archangel said, they're at a learning level. You know, they are here to assist us and guide us. And, you know, they are very enlightened, but they themselves still have things to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what he was saying.
Now it's interesting because when I do recall hearing that now, and I remember thinking that I was wondering if he was saying, Archangel Michael, if he was saying that we don't know what each individual person or soul is going to choose on their path because we have free will in this realm, but he or they see all of our paths. So like if we choose no at a particular time, they see where we could go. And if we choose, they see that path, but they don't know what choice is going to make. That's how I interpreted it, but I'm curious to know.
Yeah. So, what I did get, because like I said, I still feel like it's another level of learning. And when you listen back, you'll catch it. But he was even saying that even at the arc, they do see all.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that,
Mm-hmm.
because that I do feel that way, that I see it all.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I can't quite put it into verbal, or
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I can't, but it's like I see everything. Like I'll see somebody struggling and I know where it is they need to go, but it's like I can't tell them because I would be messing up their journey.
Ooh, interesting.
It's like,
Yes.
yeah, it's like the other day I found myself telling somebody, because I wanted to say like, just quit this and don't do that because you're not even supposed to be there, but I had to go, listen to your heart, really just stop right now and listen, you know. And it's hard. We have so many obstacles,
Mm-hmm.
just the obstacles of societal programming, you know. It's like, but this is what you do, this is what we do, we know, we go to this school or we go to this college and we work this job and you get this career, or, you know, this is just how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we have the societal programming, and that makes people, when they're trying to make these decisions, you know, do I do this, do I go to this job, do I go to this schooling, do I go, that messes them up because they want to do what society does. And then they have the programming that their parents put on them.
Yeah.
You know, you might have two parents that are scholars and they know that they worked hard to get where they are and they know that's why they're successful. And so they kind of put that down to their child. Like, if you want to be successful, you will go to this college, you know, you will need this degree and you will want to go to this job. And then, but that may not be that soul's path.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then so they have all that programming on them, that even though something in them is telling them I hate this is not where I belong, you know, they find themselves crying before they go to this job, or they find themselves crying before they go into their college class that day. But they know that they have to do it because they have to please mom and dad.
Yep.
And they have to please society, when really their soul is just like, you know, some people's path is college, some people's path is a certain career, but not everyone's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can speak freely of that because it wasn't mine, and I'm fortunate enough to have parents that literally let me be free. I mean,
Mm.
I quit so many jobs. I dropped out of college. I dropped out of beauty school. I'm a beauty school dropout. But I literally had this freedom to always go where I felt I was supposed to go.
Mhm.
And even in my path, and that's definitely not everybody's path to do this, and we've talked about this before, but I learned something every time. You know, each little job I had for whatever stint, I met somebody that I feel like I learned something from them, or maybe they learned something from me, and I learned something in the experience.
Mhm.
And then I did that multiple times, and I felt like I gained so much experience of just other people, you know, through all those experiences that you know, I still, as much as I go, oh, I want to go back to school, it's not for me. And
Mhm.
I just have to accept that and rock it and go, you know, it's not for me. I feel like I'm one of the ones here to say that that's not the only path. You know, that's not the only choice, you know.
So true. Yes, absolutely.
But
Yo,
I'm
let me
trying to
ask
think.
you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was curious to get your thoughts on the aura expanding, because that was something I'm I don't remember much about it. Only that it seemed like it was important, but I don't remember a
So
lot about it. Just the aura
what
expanding. What he was saying there.
I'll listen back, but what I got at the time
Hmm.
was just say, you know, say you, Chris, you know, so say you're this ball of light,
Hmm.
right? And then so the more you call, because they were saying to call them in, you know, and they were also saying like some people, they kind of naturally, whatever that person's job is, they naturally kind of come to assist.
Hmm.
But usually you have to ask, you know, ask. I have that jotted down: ask and you shall receive.
Okay.
So we've talked about this before, how important asking is. So it's asking for more light and more beings to surround you, and that way when you go out, you know, those light, all the light that you've asked for around you will spread out to
Mm.
others.
Okay. Okay.
So like the more light you call in, the more light you have to go out from you.
Gotcha.
Was the gist of what I got at that time.
All right. I'm gonna have to listen to that because that was
Yeah,
interesting.
listen back, but that was the gist I got that time, was that, you know, especially people that are aware of the light coming in and are aware that you can build your team
Hmm.
around you and you can build the light beings around you,
Yep.
is that the more you allow and the more, like they were telling me, to ground more, because they are using me as a source of surrounding with a lot of beings to kind of help out. So they were saying for me to ground more so that I could
Interesting.
handle more light coming into me, so
Interesting.
that I can go out and pour out more light.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's fascinating. Cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they're talking to me? Oh, okay. Okay, ground more? All right. I'm going to go lay on the grass when I get done with this podcast. I'm going to put my face in the ground and just lay there until I feel balanced.
Nice. Huh. All right.
So,
Cool.
yeah, so I'm just trying to think. I think I hit everything. It's like the ask and you shall receive is what I jotted down.
Hmm.
Graduation is what I was talking, you know, I talked about that. I think that there are some people getting ready to graduate,
Yes.
you know,
Hmm.
and like I said, this doesn't mean they're not better or higher, you know, like if you look at scale wise, I guess higher,
Hmm.
but not in any way that we would think of, you know, being higher or lower, or, you know, just that they're where they're supposed to be at the time. So I
Yes.
did had the graduation down, had ask and you shall receive. We do have to ask. I mean, granted, I do believe that we are helped out when we don't know we're being helped out, of course, but just the more you ask and the more you're aware, the more light and light beings you can call in to surround you, to
Yeah.
help you and to help others.
And that's something we will definitely touch on maybe the next one when we talk about the Lady of Fatima story.
Yeah, and then I jotted down the word that they were giving you, so we'll have to try and figure that out. The
Acquiescence.
aqua essence,
Yeah.
aqua essence. So
Acquiescence.
I was trying to think like acquaint in essence. I was trying to figure that one out, but I kind of jotted down that word so to see if anything comes through about that.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that's all I have.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that was like a good, like, solid 30-minute channeling.
Oh,
So,
really?
and I
Was it?
think that, yeah. And so I think that that will be, without all of my senseless babble, I think that'll be enough for our friends who watch our podcast to maybe listen back to that a couple different times, because there's a lot of information in there. And as Chris was going, I knew that some stuff wasn't 100% like cleared where it was like a solid understanding.
Mm.
So like in the comments,
Mhm.
Please ask. And then if we have an answer for you, then I'm going to listen to it back again, because there was a lot of information. A lot of it had to do with the same thing, but there was a lot of information. So I think that alone is going to be enough for our viewers to kind of listen to a couple different times.
Okay.
Maybe not all at once, but for them to listen to it, sit with it, and then see if something comes in a couple days later, kind of listen to it again.
Mhm.
So I'm not saying for you guys to listen to it back to back a million times, but listen to it once, let it resonate, let it marinate, like I am in my sweater needing a shower, marinate it a little bit, and then go back to it in a couple days and see what else you catch, or see what else has come to you in the time of like reflecting on it.
And that's kind of typical too of channels that I usually do, where they give you information that you might resonate with, and then they throw in these little niblets, just to add a little bit more and increase that knowledge.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
All
So I
right.
think we should listen and sit with it for a bit, and then listen again, a little bit later.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're actually like we're darkening in the screen.
I know. Hold on. Bam.
Oh yeah, nice.
There we go.
But I'm good. I have nothing more.
Yeah, it was a lot. It
Yeah.
was a lot. And then I'll have to listen back to, I feel like I think I always feel like I senselessly babbled, but
No, never.
I think there was some information, I think, in there.
That was good. I love
Yeah.
your analysis of what they say. It's good stuff, because it's hard for me to. I can't. Never
Yeah, I
mind.
mean, and that was a lot. I'm surprised you remembered what you remembered of it, because that was a lot.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Brooke.
thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you, all of you out there. Sorry for the darkness here, but we will definitely be back soon.
Yes. Don't forget to ask for them to come, ask for them to surround you, ask for that light. And I guess from what they told me, I'm going to go lay in the dirt right now.
Enjoy. All right.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Yes. Good night. Take care.